Hello everyone, this is Kelly Gatewood, and this is my case study for Module 12. The first thing I was asked to do was summarize the case. The case that we are reviewing this time is about a PTA that purchased computers and software programs with fundraising money. Miss Lynn, the computer assistant, copied the programs and put them on other teachers' computers without receiving permission. Miss Brandon is a teacher at the school, received one of these copies, and is concerned about the copyright violations. Mr. Sample is the principal, and he is responsible for correcting the violation and doing so in a respectful manner that will keep more supports and less resistors among the faculty, staff, and local residents that he currently has. We are asked to evaluate the legal or ethical issues. The legal issues that we have here is the Copyright Act of 1976. Although this act allows a teacher to make limited use of copyrighted protected work for educational purposes, it does not allow you to copy the whole program like that was done here. Copying software is an act of copyright infringement and is subject to civil and criminal penalties, including imprisonment of up to 5 years and fines of up to $250,000 per offense, which this time would be multiple offenses because she did it for each teacher, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade. It is illegal whether you use the copied software yourself, if you give it away or sell it, along with the aiding piracy by providing unauthorized access to software or to serial numbers used to register software. All involved in the district may be liable for these actions if they are charged with copyright infringement. We are asked to synthesize what happened in one sentence, and my sentence was, a software program has been copied illegally and given to other teachers in the school. The facts about what we know. The people involved with this case were Mr. Keith Sample, who is the principal in his 3rd year at St. Regis. It does not tell us if he's worked anywhere else before, but that it is his 3rd year there. Miss Lynn is the full-time computer library assistant, which up until this year she'd only been part-time. Miss Williams is an experienced teacher who has always taught at St. Regis. Miss Brandon, who is a new teacher at St. Regis this year, but has 3 years experience at another school. And then we also have Miss Evans, who is the PTA president, PTO, whatever you want to call it. This takes place at St. Regis School, which is a rural school about 25 miles from the nearest city, and it serves grades K through 8. The programs that we were talking about are unknown. They told us that we have 4 different programs that were purchased, and that they copied and distributed all of them to the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade teachers, and that there's 2 teachers per grade level. But we do not know what the 4 programs were. We also do not know if the copied programs may be allowed to be copied because they are educational, or if Miss Lynn actually received permission from the owner to have them to not be illegally copyrighted. We're then asked to evaluate and prioritize our information, and here's how I did that. The damage is possible to the stakeholders because there could be a lawsuit that could potentially cost individuals or the district large sums of money. If the district is sued and they do not have enough insurance to cover the fines, it could put the district in a financial crisis. Mr. Sample needs to speak with Miss Lynn to know more if she has actually made a copyright violation. Once Mr. Sample has all of the facts and makes his decision on how to proceed, he needs to speak with all of the teachers and stakeholders. He needs to let them all know why he has made the decision he did and how they can prevent this from happening again. My plan that I developed, my 3 options were to do nothing and just act like we don't know anything about this, because that's what some of the teachers are wanting to do. They don't see the big deal about this. This is probably not the best option to use because what they could and probably will get caught eventually, and then there could be fines. You could also do a comprehensive approach, which is what I would probably do, and we will interview all of them that are involved, explain all sides of the problem to all of those involved, and let them know how I plan to handle the situation. The immediate things that I need to do is I need to contact the school lawyers and make sure that I'm following the rules like I think I'm going to be. I need to read the regulations on the software. We may be allowed to copy them and not have a problem with this. I need to speak to everybody that's involved and ask advice from others and research the cost to get this program legally in all of the classrooms. The pros of my plan is that all staff is now going to learn about copyright laws, so hopefully this won't happen again. I'm going to use staff collaboration to solve my problems. This is going to build relationships. The software is going to be purchased legally. The leadership skills that I have are going to be shown to stakeholders, and future incidents are avoided because staff will work together. The cons, if we don't do anything, fines could be incurred, people could lose their jobs, I could create a rift amongst staff because they feel like I didn't handle the situation like I was supposed to. The opinions on Mr. Sample could change. The PTA could refuse to fund future improvements, and the most extreme would be that the school could be shut down. So my plan of what I would do is I'm going to review the programs that have been purchased. I'm going to figure out how much is it going to cost me to get them legally for everybody. Did we really break copyright infringement like we think we did? I'm going to price the cost to purchase them for all teachers legally, and then meet with stakeholders about a way to purchase this needed programs. Obviously, the teachers like them and want them, so how can we go about getting this for them so we're not breaking the law? I'm going to meet with Miss Brandon and tell her my plan and instruct her just to use the computer lab until all the new programs are received. I will have Miss Lynn remove all of the programs from all computers that she put on outside of the computer lab that are illegal, if they are truly illegal. And then I'm going to meet with Miss Lynn and Miss Evans together and explain to them that the school cannot knowingly use a software that is copied illegally, that it's putting the school at risk along with all of them. I will present them with a plan of how I'm purchasing them legally. I will explain how in the future we need to make sure we are following the laws. I will also go to the PTA meeting and explain all of that to them also, because I want them to understand why we couldn't do what they thought we could do to save the PTA money. Implementation of my plan. The path I chose is going to all revolve around communication. I will communicate with the parties involved, and I will listen to each side to make sure I'm making the correct decision. I will try to come up with a way to purchase the programs legally. It is obvious the teachers would utilize them, so I'd like to make this possible. I'm going to also consult with my legal expert before I purchase the programs, just to make sure that we did not copy them illegally. If the copies are illegal, I will direct Miss Lynn to remove them from the computers immediately, and then I will ensure that she actually does that. I will present a meeting to all staff explaining the importance of following copyright laws, and also present to the PTA meeting explaining the situation and why I handled it like I did. If my plan doesn't work like I think it's going to, I'm going to consult my supervisor or the superintendent or somebody else in the school, or even my legal counsel, and ask them what they think I need to do to proceed to get us in compliance. My concluding statements is this assignment correlated with the standard 6 because it had us evaluate a situation and then determine how we would handle it. We have to think like the leader and assess how it would affect everyone involved in the situation. We had to weigh our options and determine the best course of action. Even though everyone may not be happy with our decision, we had to do what was the most ethical solution for all involved. This assignment was relevant to our current learning because it had us apply some of the laws that we've learned about in this course, and it had us use our prior knowledge to determine the best solution for the problem. We must also take all stakeholders' interest in mind when determining the best solution for the problem. My reflection to this assignment is that it will impact my future as a building principal because I now know that I make sure that all of my staff is following laws. If Miss Brandon hadn't felt comfortable coming and speaking with me, I may not have even been aware of this incident and could be held liable for Miss Lynn's actions, even if they were not intentional. I need to ensure that my staff is aware of the laws and they are not breaking them intentionally because they think they won't get caught. I need to make sure that there are checks and balances in place to avoid preventable mistakes from happening. And communication is extremely important for all in a school and as leaders because we need to make sure that we're all approachable and handle the solutions fairly to all involved. Thank you very much.